Hi, we're Britt and Mike, and this is Leah. We're converting our 2021 Ford Transit van into a home on wheels. In this week's video, we're finishing off our kitchen as we stain and seal our butcher block countertop, install our sink and faucet, and finally test our plumbing system.
Woohoo! We had a little bit of excitement there.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our van build series. In this video, we are working on our butcher block countertop. We have two time deadlines that we're running up against right now. The first one being that once you take the shrink wrap off a butcher block, you have about 48 hours, and then after that it can be subject to like the weather, the humidity, so it can like warp and crack and stuff like that. So we want to get it sealed before the end of Sunday. It's Saturday right now. And then the other thing is we are planning to hit the road for our first test trip. It's going to be a pretty long trip. We're driving out to Texas from California, driving out and back over the course of a few weeks. And we're leaving for that in 5-ish days. So we're really trying to get the kitchen finished before then. Here is the current state of the kitchen. So we have our drawers all in. We have our fridge put in. We need to put a face on the fridge and a latching mechanism, but otherwise it's time to start on the countertop, and then we can put in our sink, our faucet here, and then an oven stovetop combo right here. Paper on how to do it. Must be sealed or finished on all surfaces within 48 hours of removing the shrink wrap. 12:22 p.m. So we bought the 10-foot butcher block. It's a birch because the Hevea, H-E-V-A, the Hevea one was out of stock. I'm sure because it's the most popular one because it's the most affordable. So this is the Hardwood Reflections butcher block from Home Depot in birch. It's 10 feet because we're going to use it for our counter, and then we're also going to have a pop-up leaf on the side and probably a drop-down table in the front. So that's why it's so big, but the plan is to cut it, sand it, condition, stain, and seal. And for the seal, we're going to be using water-based polyurethane.
Okay. This stuff isn't for the faint of heart. Yesterday I modified our $1,000 toilet. Today I'm making our first cut on our, what, $300 butcher block?
It's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine, yeah. We're good. What?
It looks great.
They said it couldn't be done.
Who said?
The haters.
Expectations. Oh yeah, we'll cut out a hole for the sink, and then we can use that hole to fill the sink as like a countertop cutting board. Reality. Day 2 of working on our butcher block. Mike got everything cut out last night. We got it all sanded and got the sand dust cleaned off, and now we're going to start conditioning and staining. Alright, it has been a few hours since we stained, everything's dry, and now we're going to seal it. We're going to use polycrylic, which isn't exactly water-based polyurethane, but it is water-based and it's pretty similar. We didn't want to go with oil-based polyurethane because we really don't want it to yellow over time. Crossing my fingers this goes well. What are you doing? It has been a few days and the countertops are finally ready to install in the van. So to recap the process, we started with wood conditioner. We put it on both sides and we used a staining pad to apply that. And then after it dried, I think it's like 15 to 30 minutes to soak in. And then we sanded the countertop. Next was the stain. So we did one layer of stain and we also used a staining pad for that. We did the bottom side and then waited for it to dry, flipped it over and did the top. After the stain was dry on both sides, we did the polycrylic. That took over the course of a few days because you have to wait 2 hours after every coat you apply, and you have to sand in between coats, and you have to flip the countertop over to do the top and the bottom. We did 3 rounds total of the polycrylic. We got 2 coats in on each side before our 48-hour deadline, so we were really happy with that. And then we did the third within the end of like the 3rd day. And to apply the polycrylic, we used a 2-inch synthetic brush. It is perfect. I love it. The garage light makes it look so yellow and dark, but it looks so good in here.
Yeah, this is exactly what we wanted.
For reference, we added a 1/2 inch overhang on the back side, and then on the front here to line up with our drawer faces, we added a 3/4 inch plus about 1/8 inch overhang because our drawers have felt pads on the inside of the drawer face that make it stick out like an extra 1/8 inch. This will be a hinged cover for our oven right here for our stovetop.
Yeah. I was just checking to make sure that if we install the countertop in the current orientation, just like this, that when we put the piano hinge in here, that this won't rub on the side or something. So we're good to go. We got plenty of a space there.
These are obviously the holes for our faucet, our drinking water faucet, and our soap dispenser. So Mike is marking those out so that we can drill those holes out, because we actually need to drill into the frame for our cabinets to get those in. Smells like burnt marshmallows.
It's the smell of hole saws in the morning.
We got our hardware, all of our faucets hooked in. It's so cute. This will have a counterweight, so that will go in. But yeah, now we're ready to attach the countertop.
I'm gonna hold my breath this whole time. All right, that thing ain't going nowhere.
I love it so much. It's so cute.
Yeah, it came out really good. Really happy with that.
Now that we have the countertop in, we are trying to attach our flip-up leaf. So we're trying to find where those flip-up brackets go right now.
Try not to put any weight on it. Looks about right, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll lift it off. they're difficult to put down without the board on top. I keep pinching my hands.
I pinch my finger every time I open the slider door, so.
This slider door?
Yeah.
Really? Every time?
Or every time I close it, one of the two. Cute! Can I squeeze by?
If you don't mind limboing. They can hold up to 330 pounds, so you can go over if you choose to do that. Oh, I don't like that.
One of them's lower.
That side's lower and this side's higher. Not just like one is perfect and one's a little off. They're both off in different directions.
It's fine.
Like, I can see the washer from the side, but I can't see it from the bottom. How's it look on top?
Beautiful. It is the next day. Mike got the sink in and attached to the drainage, so we're ready to fill our water tank up with water and test it for the first time. All the water's running to the back because we're on a hill. Welcome to my kitchen. Step one is the water pump, which is for now in this little tip out tray. Okay, now water.
Yep.
I'm so nervous.
It's gonna take a minute for it to get there, but sounds so weird.
Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, this is so weird.
Come on, buddy, you can do it.
This is highly anticlimactic.
I know.
I can hear the water traveling. Should I try it again? Woohoo! That is so weird. You can hear it coming through the lines.
Hot water line? Really? Okay, we had a little bit of excitement there. The water line for the hot water for the faucet, the compression fitting just wasn't quite tight enough at first. So I was able to tighten that up and fix the water leak that we had there. But then we pulled out the fridge and also noticed water on top of the fridge, which meant that either the P-trap or the sink drain was leaking. Unfortunately, it was a sink drain, so we had to take the fridge out. It was either take the fridge out or take all this plumbing out to get to it. We took the fridge out, we were able to get to the drain. I had to detach it real quick, and then I just packed it full of plumber's putty, like a ton of plumber's putty. And then I tightened it down super tight, all the excess came out, and that solved the issue. I had used plumber's putty previously, but I've never used it before, so I used it a bit more sparingly. I didn't realize that it's best just to glob it in there and wipe up all the excess. So, lesson learned. Basically, you're doing the sink drain, just use a ton of plumber's putty. All that stuff's good now. We didn't have any other leaks anywhere. I went and checked all of the fittings in the van. Everything looks good, so very, very cool that everything else is good. Unfortunately, it was just the hard to get to stuff that happened to be an issue, of course, right off the bat. The only thing left for us to do is to check out the shower and see if that's working like it's supposed to and not leaking anywhere. So, wish us luck. There's no water coming out of this.
So we weren't getting any pressure to the shower head, and after doing some Googling, there's a bunch of RV forums where people have like junk inside the shower head that blocks it. And this is a brand new shower head. It's supposed to be. We ordered it from Amazon like a couple months ago probably. But it was full of like rust or scale or something. I don't know. I don't know if it's old or if it just came like that. But Mike scraped it all out. I didn't get it on video, but it was kind of gross, so you didn't miss anything. But the cold water is working now, so that's good.
Finally. Okay, so only thing left to test is the water heater.
neighbors are walking by us. We're testing all of our water appliances at the same time. So we did get the water to at least come out of the sink faucet warm, but it really draws a lot of power to use the hot water heater, so we probably won't be using it all the time. Everything works.
3 hours later.
This is our glamorous.
Sure you want to film this?
Yes. I think it's funny. Ooh.
We were thinking about putting the toilet here,
No, we weren't.
but it was a little too high for Britt.
No, we weren't.
It would be okay for me.
No toilets in open air. That's my rule. Stop.
Just kidding.
Looks good. Now we just need to figure out how to secure it.
Yeah, we'll just do a little... I have a stud back here. So I'll just do a little eyelet or something. So where it can latch right on the corner.
It's now the next day. We're actually getting ready to leave on our first test trip right now. So before we go, I wanted to show you what the inside of the van looks like in the daytime with the finished countertop and just so many finishing touches. Two of the last things in our plans are to figure out what to do here. We might just leave this. We had to put a latch because it will slide open without a latch there. We might just leave this how it is and paint this gray to match, or we'll put a drawer face on it. I'm not totally sure yet. We'll see how it goes. And then our oven stovetop combo is going to go right here, but we didn't have time to put it in before we hit the road, so we have a temporary camp stove for now.
Gonna have such a good time. Hashtag van pup.
She's gonna miss you so much.
Van puppy. Yes.
Hi, Leah.